Hello, everyone. It's me, Madam Pamita, and what do I dare call you my trusty sidekick?
Sure,
My
I'm down for
my
that.
my partner in crime, the
We're
love
not convicted
witch.
yet.
We haven't committed any crimes yet, but that
Yeah,
doesn't mean it can't happen in the future, right?
we're keeping our possibilities open.
What would the crime be that we would commit?
Stealing people's hearts.
Ah, yes, of course.
Same thing we've been doing all along.
I think I would do, you know what I would do? I'm going to tell you about a crime that is my kind of crime. My kind of crime. So there was this artist in LA 20 years ago. On this part of the freeway, there was no sign that up ahead you could turn on from, I'm going to be very California right now. You could go from the 110 to the 5, but there was no sign for the 5, right? So he made a sign that looked like the big freeway signs that said the 5 and then arrow, and he put it up and he did it so well that even the city didn't know he did it.
Oh my God.
and then and then they kind of figured it out at some point, and the story came out about it later, and then the city, when they replaced that sign, did what he did, like made it like his sign. So that's a kind of crime that I would
Yeah,
commit.
that's a good one.
Graffiti, I would do graffiti in a minute. Oh,
Yeah.
totally. I'd be a graffiti artist. That's a crime. So would you go climb a high building with me and do graffiti?
We could do like street level graffiti. I'm fine with that. No high buildings.
You could be the lookout. How's
Yeah,
that? And
that's
I'll
fine.
go climb the high tower and do the graffiti, or figure out what kind of crimes you would do. Yeah. There's I don't know if you see this too. Speaking of LA, there's in downtown, there's a giant, like it was supposed to be apartments. Then it got abandoned halfway through and they did a big graffiti thing on it. Like graffiti, the whole thing, it's like 60 stories and it's like different tags on every floor, right?
Cool.
And we're driving by and I'm like, that kind of makes me happy. Like they took this stupid big building that was just, somebody ran out of money and they actually like reclaimed it and made it like artistic, and it's kind of like, here's this all these sleek beautiful buildings and here's this janky graffiti bill. I'm kind of like it. But that's me. I don't know, kid from the who was around in the 80s with all the graffiti artists. I had a graffiti artist boyfriend back in the 80s too. So
I get so excited when I see like a heavily graffitied train car. I'm grateful that they don't all look like that anymore, but it's really fun to see one that does
yeah,
still.
it's kind of, it's colorful and creative, and it's fun, it's young, it's, I don't know, it kind of
We
makes
have a
me
lot of graffiti on the side of our building, but it's all pretty nonsensical. So
yeah. I mean, like if there's graffiti on the building, I always call the city to come and paint it over. But, usually it's dumb stuff. It's not pretty and tags and colorful. I like the colorful stuff, not just
yeah,
somebody writing their name, but if it's colorful and bright and it's like a pop of color, it's kind of, I love it. So what we're doing here, besides talking about LA culture and committing crimes, we are doing Tarot for Kindness. So I have a couple of announcements. Number one, we're doing Tarot for Kindness, which we are helping seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion. Often these seniors, the infrastructure is being attacked, and so they don't have electricity, sometimes for the good majority of the day and night. And so they can't, a lot of these seniors are disabled. Most of the seniors are disabled. They don't have pensions that can support them. There's a great video up on YouTube that talks about that Terrell J. Starr, he's a reporter, American reporter in Ukraine. He did a story on Subotin Harbor, and it's a great video that you can watch. It's all in English, and you get to see them delivering food and telling the story of how they started doing all of this, and we're supporting them along with a lot of other people are supporting this Subotin Harbor's mission. But you guys get to participate by doing readings with us, right? So we're going to do tarot readings for $10 per card. And what 100% of that money that you donate goes to Sabotan Harbor to feed these seniors, to buy groceries for them. $40 buys a 2 weeks worth of groceries for a senior in Ukraine, which is really great. So, but by making your donation 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, whatever you want to make, you are helping these seniors have food to survive and companionship, somebody to come over and say that they care and say that people in the States and, elsewhere, wherever you guys are, that you guys care about them. It's like a way to do a random act of kindness to somebody who really, really needs it. So so we're doing that today. So if you want to make a donation, all you have to do is go either on Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, you can see Super Chat down below, or you can go on Venmo or PayPal. And we have the links for that. You can make a donation, and then in the chat here on YouTube, go ahead and put where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question or questions are. You can ask one question. Let's say we've got John Paul, who's got made a donation of $40. So you could have one question on all 4 cards, or you could have 4 different questions, or two questions with 2 cards and 2 with another, however you want to divide it up. Angelic also made a donation. Thank you so much. Thank you. When you make that donation, you can let us know what your question or questions are. We will answer those questions and we'll do a reading. I'm going to be reading out of my old favorite, not so old, brand new deck. I mean, it's a new deck out in the world, not too old, but I'm loving it. And I've been using it for weeks now, the Unfolding Path Tarot.
It's so cool.
And what are you going to be using? And then you'll get so I'll do the main reading, and then the Love Witch will pull an extra card, and you are going to be using.
I use the New York Tarot.
New York
it's a really
Tarot.
cool deck with all sorts of really beautiful New York scenes. This is the
I
first
love
time I've read with it, so it'll be a fun and exciting challenge.
I love that. I love that. So you can make your donations. I also wanted to let you know that we're doing another special fundraiser as well. So Sabotan Harbor, who we partner with on this, and they make the donations of the food, also saw that there was a need for these seniors to have rechargeable battery lights. So these lights, this lamp that you see in the picture, is a rechargeable light. They can plug it in when the electricity is on and have that light for hours, afterwards, all night long. They can have a light so that they can read, they can see, they can cook, they can do whatever they need to do. It's a huge benefit. So these lights cost about $13 US. And so what we are doing is we are taking $13 from for the month of September, every on-demand workshop that is sold. We are donating $13 of that to buy these lights. Now, the on-demand workshops are video on demand, meaning once you purchase it, you can take the class right away. You can watch it all the way through right away, or you can take the class later. You can take and watch it in little bits. It's broken up into small segments, so you can watch segment by segment. But there are classes like potions class, prosperity magic, spiritual oils class, there's all kinds of classes, classes on holidays, classes on candle magic, beginning and advanced candle magic, tea leaf reading. We've got classes on a lot of different things. So these classes, you can purchase these classes. It costs the same now or later, right? But if you purchase them now, $13 of your purchase is going to buy a lamp for a senior in need. So it's a really good way to make that donation, and we're doing that for the month of September. We only have a few more days, about a week left, so be sure to buy those classes so you can donate these lights to these seniors. Okay. All right. So anything else?
While we were away, by the way. So
what?
That's 15 seniors that are getting lamps.
While
you were 15? Gone, we sold 15. Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Okay, I'll send that along. That's great to know. Wonderful, wonderful. That's excellent news. So I'll send that along to Sabotan Harbor when I send them the donation at the end of our session today. Also, two more quick announcements because I can't resist. Our new moon loving spirits new moon candle spell for new moon on November, which is November 1st, is the loving spirits, our Scorpio new moon. What do you have to say about that? What's great about a Scorpio new moon, Scorpio gal?
It's intense.
So it just so happens that our new moon happens at the time of Samhain, All Saints Day, All Souls Day. It's that beautiful time when the veil is thin that we get to contact our spirits. So we made it a spirit spell. So this is a spell that we can use to attract love into our life. We can use it also to connect with our loving spirits as well. You can ask the spirits to help with your love life, or you can just honor your spirits and tell them that you love them. This is a beautiful, beautiful spell. And so I hope you'll get in on that. Also, we've got our Halloween Bewitching box that is on sale now, which features these 3 terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Aren't they scary? We should have a little warning. So it's a little scary. So, it is a kitten that's a vampire. It's a vampire kitten. This is Nadja, the vampire kitten. Look how cute she is. She's got little wings, little bat wings. And she got sharp teeth. Oh, do you know you know what? I call Ozma Nadja a lot of the times because she bites. But she doesn't bite and break the skin. She just sharp little baby kitten teeth, even though she's not a kitten anymore. So Nadja. This is Baff, the Baphomet cat. She will open up your greatest wishes. You know, this is opening energy, road opener energy. Nadja's protection energy. She's sworn a blood oath to protect you. And we have Hilda, otherwise known as Broomhilda, our little witch cat. With a little pentacle on her forehead. How cute is she? Oh my God. Isn't she terrifying? She got a
You
skull
only
on
need
her.
to be scared if you forget to feed them. Otherwise, it should be good.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Or you have to give them medicine. You should be terrified of that.
Yeah.
We're both cat owners. We know how this goes. Anyway, these 3 little cuties are part of the Bewitching box. If you get the regular Bewitching box, you get one randomly. We don't know which one. And then if you order the deluxe, you get all three of them, which are so, so cute. And you can put them on your altar for Halloween. You can do spells with them for Halloween. Beautiful. Protection spell, empowerment spell with the witch candle, empowering your magic. The Baphomet to open up whatever you want to open up and to bring you opportunities. I mean, it's really, really good stuff. And it all comes with exclusives of Bewitching bath, sachet powder, Bewitching oil. We've got all kinds of things. And the Bewitching oil is such a good smell, by the way. Oh, I love the smell. It's cedar, it's coffee, it's a very fall, but not in a pumpkin spice way. It's like in a woodsy, like going in fall leaves kind of way. Oh, and just the smell, it smells so, so good. So you get a full-size Bewitching bath. I mean, you get so many things. So hopefully you guys will take advantage of that. We've already sold out more than half of the deluxe boxes. All of the boxes, regular and deluxe, come with a scratcher where you could win a $600 prize, which is a customized complex spell with me. Or you could win a place on the Love Witches Love Group Love Spell altar. Or you could win a vigil candle with Miss Kelly or Bewitching Tarot, or another surprise prize. Every scratcher is a winner. We've got like a little prize for everybody. And we got some big prizes in there. So I hope that you will get that, and you can, there we go. There's the box for it. Deluxe kits are almost sold out. Really?
More than half have sold. So
yeah, for sure. Last I was checking on Friday, it was almost more than half that had sold. Okay, so we got a lot of readings to do. We've got John Paul, Angelic, Lesley, and Cynthia, and Jessica. That's the order that we're doing. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, let's start with John Paul.
Okay, great.
What does John Paul want? We have a question.
He sent 2 donations of $20. So
okay, so we're doing a reading of 2 and then a reading of 2. Okay,
it's just one question, but 2 different payments is how it came through.
Oh, okay. Thank you, John Paul. It's great to see you. There were 2 people I met at the pool hall today. One was the bartender and the other was a pool player. I felt a connection to the pool player. He goes there every Sunday. Should I continue to pursue this? I love that. This is my dream come true. You're getting out there, putting yourself out there, getting social. Love it so much. All right. Let's take a look. And thank you for your donation. You're helping a senior have 2 weeks of groceries. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. It's full of passion. This is a relationship full of fire, full of passion, full of magnetism, chemistry, and attraction. Now, I love the beginning of this. It's like, first card is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands to me feels like you breaking out of your shell, you breaking out of like being a homebody and getting out there. And this is a great card for success. It is that card for like, I always say it's like climbing to the top of the mountain. And it is a card that even in competitive environments, you shine, you rise, the cream rises to the top, right? So I love this aspect of you kind of almost like this exuberant, lovely, gorgeous woman who has these wild wands in her hand. She's, fending off all comers with that. This is like a real powerful stance that she's making, but it's also kind of like dancing, right? It's beautiful. So I think of this power that you have shown up. It's almost like the sun shining and you coming into this place and shining like the sun. And I think there's a great natural magnetism that comes with that. Now, for this relationship to take off, we have the second card, which is the Hanged Man, or the Hanged. It says Hanged, I guess, just there. So this card is about discipline and diligence leading to a result. So it may take some time. It may take some time going there, hanging out, becoming a regular. But that kind of discipline of doing that and going there and becoming a regular and getting to be friends with people is going to pay off in the end. So it might be a slow burn relationship, at least in the beginning. There's a slow burn, there's a getting to know you period. There's a kind of like, it kind of feels like, is this going anywhere? Is this going to happen? Is something going to happen? And then kabam, we've got eight of wands, which is
Wow.
like things start moving really fast. So just have a mindset that you're running a little bit of a marathon. You're not running a sprint here. And so you want to pace yourself, go there, keep showing up, keep being around, keep talking, keep getting to know one another. And then suddenly it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, as they say. And then lastly, we have the Queen of Wands, which is such a good card. It is a card of like commitment and building relationship, but it's a passionate relationship. It is definitely a physical, passionate, sexual relationship, no doubt, with Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is very sexy, very magnetic. And so I think of this, it's kind of like this slow burn, and then it just like takes off like a rocket. So yeah, there's definitely something there. But be patient because it may take being there a few times for it to get ignition and get going. All right. What do you have, Love Witch?
Yeah, I actually picked up that same thing about it. It may take a few times. I got the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is all about like sweet nostalgic memories. So I think you need to start making some memories with these people. Be there, and keep going when they're going to be there, so that they like recognize you and are like, oh hey, you're another regular here. Let's get to know each other some more. I think also like sharing memories and like talking about some of your favorite things is going to be really beneficial and helping them to get to know you and also helping you to kind of figure out what it is that you have in common. So I think this is a really, really positive sign. And this has a really like innocent quality about it. So I think these are good, like non-jaded people, which I like to see.
I love that. I mean, I think my part is focusing on this chemistry it's ready to like, it's like slow burn, but it takes off. But yours is talking about the heart,
Mhm.
and it's sweet. Six of Cups is very sweet, so I love that. It's very sweet. I love it, John Paul. Makes me super happy that you're putting yourself out there. Makes me happy. Very proud of you. It's a big step. All righty. So next we have, I can't bring it up. Here we go. Thank you so much, Angelic. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to, I'll have it. I guess I'll write it down. 1444. Oh, thank you so much. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 2-card reading. I'll bump it up to 20. Why not? Would love general guidance on a transition point that I feel I'm in at this moment. Okay, let's see what this transition is about. And I'll pull 2 cards for you. Thank you so much for that donation. So sweet. Love you guys with your big hearts, making these donations and helping these seniors. You're really special. So glad to be back here doing this again, by the way, Yeah. I love your name is Angela Cunt. Kind of makes me laugh. All right. Oh,
Ooh.
speaking. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so with this transition point that you feel like you're in, it's a big. I pulled 2 cards, and it's like they're very kind of contrasty cards, actually. So one of the cards is the 5 of Swords, and 5 of Swords is a card about changing strategy. Oftentimes I will say this card is like will show up when we feel like we're on a hamster wheel, like we're running and running and running, and we're not making any progress forward, right? The way you make progress forward is a new strategy. If you're a hamster on a wheel, you get off the wheel, right? So if there is a part of this transition point where there's some part of your life that feels like you just keep repeating the same thing over and over again, you keep, you're just going around the wheel over and over, but not moving forward. It's time to get off that wheel, or time to come up with a new strategy, or try a different way. I mean, another thing of this card can often feel to me like that saying, what's the definition of insanity? To keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, right? So like if we have that relationship where we keep trying with a person and they keep letting us down, we have to have a different strategy. Like that clearly isn't working. Or if we keep doing the same habitual practice and we keep coming up with the same result and the result isn't satisfying, we just got to do something different. Now, interestingly, we hear 6 of Cups in this deck. We just saw 6 of Cups in that New York deck. Here's 6 of Cups in the Unfolding Path deck. 6 of Cups is about this heart connection, sweet and loving heart connection. So I think that, with 6 of Cups, it's about a genuine love versus a consuming love. A genuine love is to, it's not easy. Genuine love is not an easy thing to do. Genuine love is to be able, and I don't know if this is about relationship or what, but genuine love is about being able to say to a person, I love you, whether we're together or not. And I wish you well on your journey. If being with me is not what you want, then go do what you have to do. But I leave, we part in peace, and I send you love on the way. That is not easy to do. That is not easy to do. 6 of Cups has that energy of like genuine, heartfelt, like real love, like kids will show for one another. Genuine, right? Real, unfiltered. But it is not possessive. So it doesn't have to be a person. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's an apartment. Maybe it's something, but it's not working for you. You got attached to it, but maybe you have to let it go. I mean, that's those 2 cards together. If you love something, set it free. If it was meant to be yours, it'll find its way back to you. It's not easy to do. So I don't care if this transition is relationship transition, where you live transition, a job transition, a career, a dream. There's something that you have to kind of find a new path, right? It's finding that new path. So, but do it with love, not with resentment. Do it with love. What do you have?
Okay, I have the perfect card. I got the World. So whenever I get the World, I think about big picture and I take a step back and really look at things with fresh eyes. So I think this transition period is necessary, as they often are. And you just have to go through it and focus on what you're going to get from this difficult process. It's worth it tenfold. Like, it's so worth it, and you're going to be swimming upstream if you try and avoid it. So go downstream, make it easy on yourself, and also remember all the things that you've learned. This is the last card in the Major Arcana. It's talking about all these experiences we've had and all the like trials and tribulations we've been through, as well as all of the really sweet, beautiful moments that we've had. So reflecting on how all of those things make you you, and remembering just how strong you are as you get through this time, it's going to be worth it. So hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the world card also for me is like the fulfillment of your biggest dreams and desires. So that really is like exactly what you're saying. To get to, you have to do this change to get to that thing, and you may not even know what the dream is, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, I think sometimes like we can have this vision of what we want, but we have like a very specific image of what it's going to look like, when the universe often has like a bigger and better idea in store for us. So it can be really difficult to let go of those things that we're holding on to because we think they're part of our vision, but really they had part of the essence of our vision, but we're destined for something even better. So yeah, don't be too precious about everything in life, because it really can make change even harder.
Yeah. To let go of what's familiar is hard to do. It's not easy to do, but sometimes it's necessary, you know, to let go of the familiar, because the familiar isn't fulfilling you.
Yes, it is. You know the area.
Exactly. Bruce is going to come in with all the Do you know, Bruce, do you know where that fire hydrant with the fire is? No, I'm joking. Oh my gosh, what a cute deck that is. Okay, so what's our next question? Thank you so much, Angelic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good luck. Let's see.
Lesley. Lesley, you made $40 donation, which is a feeding a whole senior for 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Oh, you just want a 2-card read. Is there anything health-wise I need to be concerned about? Okay, and the other, so there's 2 cards for health, and there's a second 2 cards.
That's the only question. I think she just wanted 2 cards, wanted to donate some extra.
Oh, okay. All right. Jump in, Lesley, if we misunderstood. Okay. Wow, listen, is there anything housewise I need to be concerned about? This, not at all. Not at all. Here's what I've got for you. I'll show you both cards and we'll talk about both cards. We've got King of Cups and we've got the Emperor. One of the things about the Emperor, look at him. He's got white streaks in his hair and his beard. If you look at the traditional, he's got a long white beard. And I always say that represents longevity. When people have a health question and the Emperor shows up, it means long life. It means there's nothing in the immediate future that you're going to have to worry about. You got a long life ahead of you. And really when I see King of Cups, it's like, where do you want to put your energy and attention? Cups represent the emotions. So I don't think that there's emotional problems. That's not what I'm getting. Fact, with King of Cups, you have this love to give. So if I were to say like, what's the best thing that you can do for your health is to be that generous person, be that loving person, share your love, focus on your emotions. I think there's something there, it's just, again, a king is not saying anything danger or warning you about anything, but it's probably saying, where do you want to put your attention? This is a really, as it is, I'm like going, God, are we going through this every 4 years? Feels like we get a few 3 years of relief and then 1 year of high stress all over the country as we go into election. It's super stressful. It's a lot of scary news that's meant to activate you in fear to get out there and vote, because people won't, if people would just vote and, do their civic duty and get out there and vote, we wouldn't have to have all this fear mongering. But we do have fear mongering to motivate people, because apparently otherwise they won't get out and vote. So I think limiting what you take in terms of the news is a great idea across the board all the time anyway. Not to be unaware of what's going on in the world, but just to not inundate yourself with this feeling of helplessness, which is what we mostly feel when we look at the news. We can't do anything about, the latest school shooting. Hopefully we can do something to, change that. But, in the moment you can't do anything and it makes you feel helpless, or you see, some horrible thing happen. So it's not saying don't be an activist. I'm a, huge proponent of activism, um, peaceful protesting, all of those things, right? But if you have to gauge how much your bandwidth of that you can take. So that's what I would say, Lesley, is probably where you want to put your attention is on your emotional well-being. What nourishes your heart? What nourishes your soul? And do more of that. And just take little tiny bites of the things that deplete you, Hey, some people can listen. My partner Manfred, he can watch the news all day, every day, and not be affected. To me, it's too emotionally overwhelming. He can watch it and not be. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Male brain. I don't know.
Some sort of super strength, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know, man. Like I couldn't even watch the debate because it was too traumatic for me to listen to. The orange dumpster fire was too much for me. I couldn't do it. So, yeah. So anyway, what did you get for Lesley?
I pulled the tower, and this is a really fun tower. This is the parachute jump at Coney Island. This is actually where I meet my in-person clients. We meet up at this exact tower. The tower can be a scary car, but I am always getting this sense of like tragedy nearly averted with the tower. So I think you're just a little nervous for no reason right now, but your nerves may benefit you, and may activate you to go to the doctor and get a checkup, right? So I think it's a great time to stay on top of your health, but I don't think that there's any bad news that you're going to get. I think it's just like if you're sensing that, or if you're feeling that, that's just your intuition pushing you to stay on top of things so that you don't have a tower moment, right? And if you're going to get the tower, get one that's fun like this one. So I really don't think there's anything bad coming. And yeah, just, stay on top of things. And yeah, if you have some appointments that are overdue, get them on the schedule. Now's a great time.
Yeah, I think that's so smart. And it may be like, it's to give you peace of mind, right? It's
Exactly.
to like, your health looks good, but get that, don't resist going to the doctor, or don't resist getting tested, or having, getting a checkup. Get an annual checkup. Teeth, body, lady parts, all those things. Should I get an annual checkup, right? You do it for your car. Why don't you do it for yourself? You don't do it for your
what
car.
happens when you don't do it for your car. Because I did have a car and I didn't do those things. And that car hasn't worked.
I did that too when I was young. Like I never changed my oil. And then one day my car stopped working. Weird. That was so crazy, right? Well, it was back in the day when you didn't have a little light come on to tell you. All of a sudden it was just like oil light came on. There was no oil in the car.
What? That light didn't used to be there? You're telling me
There
that's
was no
new?
there was no maintenance light back in. That's how
Wow.
old I am. Back in my Fred Flintstone car, we had to move with our feet. Oh my gosh. My horse and buggy, we didn't have to change the oil.
That's funny.
Thank you so much, Lesley. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next, we have Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. 3 cards on Venmo. Thank you. Thank you. Want to do a tour for my artist back in Africa in December. I think this is amazing. What are the prospects, any challenges, and advice? Thank you much. Oh, so I just love your passion and your, you're into all the things I'm into, music, culture. I love it. I love it. All right, let's take a look and see. I always get these such loving cards. It's good, actually. It's really good. I get such loving cards when we see this. We've got the Two of Cups showing up for this. Two of Cups is like definitely like romance, right? But Two of Cups is also like honoring promises as well, sometimes called the pledge card. And so I see like that part is taken care of. Like you've got people around you that are going to honor their commitments. And I love seeing that. I also see this closeness. I get really, Cynthia, like this the energy of family that this is like your created family, like the people that, the promoters, the people that you're working with, the club owners, the artists and everybody. It's like you're building a family and it's an amazing thing. I think you have to look at it, Two of Swords shows up, and Two of Swords is a card about making decisions completely rationally. So this one is interesting in the contrast here, a little bit of contrast. Like when we think of family, we don't always we think with our heart, right? My kid needs me. I'm going to do anything for my kid. But sometimes we have to bring in the logic. And when Two of Swords shows up, it's like making a decision with like pros and cons lists, looking at things, the numbers on things, how much is something going to cost? How are we going to make that money? How many do we have to sell? I mean, it's really the non-emotional, very rational part of your brain that needs to be activated. So whether you do December or whether you do another month later on, but you gotta look at it real rationally to make it work. Ultimately, that will serve you well, because I have Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles is a card about making money. Look at her. She's got her gold coin. She's dressed in her business suit. She's a business lady with plants, apparently. She's got a plant business. But I think as you look at this, it will make money, but you have to bring in the rational along with the emotional. So you love these people, you've got great connections, you've got, you're building this found family, but we have to look at the tour, like black and white numbers, really just, are we going to make enough money? How much money do we need? How are we going to do it? And you have to look at it that rationally. But if you do that, you'll have success. You'll make some money. You'll come home with some money. You won't just break even. That's what you need to do. Everybody needs to get, make this worth their while. So I love that. It's very positive all around, What do you have, Love Witch?
I got the Ace of Pentacles. So I think the money will fall into your hands and it's going to all come together. But, it's also going to be one of the challenges, right? Figuring out just how that money is going to fall into your hand. But this says it's going to happen. So have the faith, believe that the money is coming, and be open to like all sorts of channels that it could come through. It may not be one that it's come from before. I feel aces have very new energy. So it may be a brand new funding source that is coming in handy this time, but you're going to have the money. You're going to have a great time. So enjoy yourself.
Bruce, where's that pizza slice from?
Yeah, I want it.
Oh my gosh. All over LA, there's like, well, not all over. There's a couple places. New York pizza. We bring in the New York water to make the pizza dough. Do you know that? Do you know that whole thing?
I know they do it for the bagels. I didn't realize they were doing it for pizza too.
For pizza as well. Do I believe them?
Yeah, I think they're wasting gas is what I think they're doing.
It's a terrible idea to ship in water from New York to make your pizza, I don't know. Alrighty, so who is next? Thank you, Cynthia. I want to say thank you, Cynthia, Lesley, Angelic, John Paul. Up next, we have Jessica. My question is, will my ancestors still allow me to connect with them when I'm estranged from my living family to protect my own mental? Of course. I've got an answer for that outside of your reading, but let's take a look at with the reading too. But I'll tell you, absolutely. So in my work as a spiritualist and connecting with ancestors and connecting with people, spirits all the time, it is fascinating to me. In particular, I can tell you, like, When a soul passes and it goes into spirit form, the ego is out of the picture, right? Ego exists in our human experience here. Ego is our kind of what I would call, well, it's the thing we kind of struggle with. It's like this self-centered, it's all about me kind of energy. And I have asked my guides, like, why do we have ego if it's something we're always battling against? And my guides told me ego is necessary for the infant. It's necessary for an infant. An infant that doesn't cry, doesn't get fed, doesn't get changed is going to die,
Wow.
right? So an infant needs to be egocentric to say, wah, 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 feed me, right? The problem is when we keep the infantile ego alive, and you're meant to grow out of it, right? You're meant to go past that and to come into a place of compassion, of connectedness, of empathy, and so on. Not everybody makes it, right? So you may, it sounds like you're dealing with living family members who have some egoic issues, right? They may be dealing with their own mental health issues, other things, trauma, or just egocentrism, or, whatever, right? They're dealing with stuff that is making it impossible for you to have a relationship and keep your own mental health. Well, when they pass, they're going to be their pure self. So when they pass, they'll actually, you can have a relationship with them that you couldn't have when they were alive, which is amazing. Your ancestors understand this. Your ancestors are completely understanding of you needing to take a step back and be not interact with them. They understand that it's self-preservation. It's okay. They understand. They're in a place, I think when we look at the spirits, they're totally compassionate and they understand what you need to do. It's not, your fault. You're dealing with people who are, not compassionate, not empathetic, or whatever the issue is going on. And yeah, and then when they pass, you'll be able to have, perhaps, if you wish, you don't have to have that connection with them, but you'll find if you do have a connection, all of those egoic things go away, and they are their pure essence of their soul, which is wise, which is loving, which is empathetic, so you can see a different side of them at that point. If you choose, you don't even have to connect with them. So that's the answer to that. But let's see what the cards have to say. I love talking about spirit guides, and ancestors. One of my favorite topics to talk about. I could talk all day about it. All right, let's see. Yep, totally fine. Totally good. They understand, absolutely. So we have the Four of Cups energy. Four of Cups is being like rejecting something. He's focused on those cups and he's rejecting that cup. It's okay. It's totally okay. You do what you have to do, right? You need to focus elsewhere, to focus on your own mental health, to focus on your life, building yourself up. I think, interestingly, time can pass and we may not be able to love that person in person or have a relationship with that person, but after some time, maybe with some of your family, you might be able to send them love from a distance. Maybe you're already there right now. Maybe that day will never come. Maybe they've transgressed too far. It's a bridge too far, right? All kinds of different circumstances can happen. But you protecting yourself is never going to be looked at by your ancestors as a negative. It's never going to be doing that. You can detach with love. If you can, if you can't, it's okay too. But if you can detach with love, you can say, I had a brother who had some untreated issues and I had to have a big distance between he and I. I sent him love from a distance, but I didn't interact with him because it was not good when I interacted with him. So, that can be a thing to love with detachment, not telling them, but just sending them love. Maybe that day will come if it isn't already here yet. And if not, that's okay too. Your ancestors know what you need to do, King of Wands. You need to, like, I think of that wand and how in Wiccan practice, you take the wand and you draw a protective circle around yourself before you do ritual, before you do magic. That is not necessary for all magical practices, but it's a Wiccan practice, right? So when you cast a circle, I think of this for some reason, this King of Wands is making me think of casting a circle. Cast a circle around yourself of protection, right? And cast a circle that is like your safe bubble. And you're doing that by having distance and not interacting with them. That's okay. It's totally okay. Be in your power. The king is someone who is in their power. Be in your power. So it's really good. What do you have, Love Witch?
I got the High Priestess. And this to me is saying they know. The High Priestess is all about knowing to me. And they know that if that's what you need to do to maintain your emotional health, then they want you to disconnect from those family members that aren't so healthy.
Yeah.
Not only that, they want to be there to provide you with the extra support that you're missing out on. So really lean on them and really, really foster that connection with them. This is 90% sure, Bruce can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the Met Cloisters, which is these beautiful gardens way uptown. And it reminds me of my astral temple. Like when I go and spend time with my guides, it looks a lot like this. So spending some time meditating and really just quieting your mind and being thankful for the presence of your ancestors and your guides, because they are here to support you and they are here to provide what you're missing out on by drawing that boundary. And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm all about cutting out the people that do not work, right? So don't feel bad about it. And also, even though I'm a Scorpio, I'm going to say don't feel like it has to be forever. Like check back in down the road, not necessarily with them, but with yourself and with your ancestors and see like, okay, is it now safe for me to extend a little bit to this person or a tiny bit with time? It's okay to check back in. And if the answer is no, that's okay too. Like you're allowed to keep doing your own thing and do if that's what's necessary.
Yeah, I don't think that, that disconnection, it's like you can disconnect with love, but that doesn't mean entanglement, right?
Yep.
It's like I wished my brother well. I wished him so, totally wished him well, but I couldn't interact with him because it was toxic to interact with him. So he, that's just what it was till the end of his life. I mean, I didn't have much contact with him, less and less as time went on. And it was okay. Now his spirit, I honored his spirit. I grieved when he passed, honored his spirit. But I know now he's like his actual healed self, right?
Yeah.
So I love that.
Very similar experience. Like with my dad, we did not have a good relationship when he was alive. Now that he's dead, we have a beautiful relationship, and I really understand him so much more, and I forgive him, and like I get it now. But it took him being in this better form for me to have that understanding.
Yeah.
We can have conversations now that just weren't possible when he was stuck in his ego. So
yeah. And it's
so
really
there's
the
hope for
ego.
those family members once they join your ancestors too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's sometimes some that it's gone a bridge too far and you never ever want to contact them, and that is okay too,
Yeah.
But, you can revisit it. Like, you can revisit it like the Love Witch says, and see where you're at. Yeah. And of course, you're not cutting off your other ancestors. They're in pure spirit form. They're pure positive energy. They love you. They adore you. They are not judging you at all, at all, at all. They're probably shaking their head at the members of your family that are, they're just going, I guess they're going to figure it out in the next lifetime or whatever, Jessica, thank you so much. Thank you for this.
Thank you, Jessica.
All right, Mel, thank you. Mel's got 10 card reading.
Oh,
great to see you, Mel.
Ren and M before Mel.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. Just saw that one popped up. Lynn. Will I reconcile with my ex Alex, or will there be a new love soon? Well, let's ask that question. I've got ideas. Let's see what the cards say. Interesting. Okay. Temperance card is a really rich card for this answer. It's a healing card, right? It also takes some time. I think you have free will. You can do this work, and this is definitely some work, or you can start a new relationship. This is a card that says you can go either way. I mean, even her hands are pointing in two different directions. Like you can choose left or you can choose right, right? With reconciliation, Temperance card says it is healing and there needs to be some healing and it's going to take some time. If there's going to be reconciliation, we were talking about this in the Q&A, there has to be some healing of the old stuff that's going on. It could be Alex's stuff. It could be trauma. It could be, past history. It could be your past history in your relationship, but there's some need for healing and the healing takes time. So if you're going to reconcile, it's not going to be this week. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not even going to be maybe even next month. It is going to take some months before you're able to reconcile because healing has to happen. If you choose to go down the road of the new relationship, I still think that your relationship with Alex will have to have some healing so that you can at least be friends, right? So something with that relationship is not yet over and needs healing. It needs some healing. So, yeah, that's what's going on. What do you get for Lynn?
I got the strength card. Sorry, I'm also having a little bit of difficulty right here. She doesn't want to share
Remember
the
when we talked about bratty cats, terrifying cats?
yeah. Speaking of strong-minded cats, here's one right there. So the strength card is all about tapping into our strength. But for me, the strength card is really about past life connections. I think about it every time I pull this card. So I think that you and Alex probably have a history that predates this lifetime. And while that can make things even more beautiful and even more amazing, it can make things more complicated and difficult too. So you're experiencing what that's like. I think just like Penny just said, whatever, if you go like with somebody new or go back here, there's going to have to be healing either way. And I think the good news about this is, if it's a past life connection, if you guys aren't currently talking, it's hard to do healing or, making up with somebody when you're not speaking, but you can try and heal some of those past life wounds. Do some energy work around this. Do some spells to help release things that you're still hanging on to that you don't realize. I think that could be really helpful to give you some clarity right now. But either way, like hang in there and stay strong and focus on all of your strengths because you've got plenty of them. And, you will get through this and you will get to a much beautiful and better place soon.
What's wild is the Temperance card is my past life.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
The star and Temperance are always past life connections. So what that also can tell you is this, I think there's a misconception that we need to clear up here, that people believe like a soulmate, you have one soulmate. There's one person that's your soulmate. And the reality is that unless you've had only one prior life, you're going to collect soulmates. And even in that case, you'd have more than one soulmate, right? It's really rare to only have one soulmate. Soulmates can show up as friends, lovers, teachers, family members, pets, all kinds of things, right? So if what you're clinging to with Alex is, oh my gosh, this deep soul connection that we had, but we have so many things that we have to work out, and you decide that you want to look for someone new, I would say invite in another person from your soul group.
Yes,
that's
perfect.
Hundreds of them, thousands of them out there. You've lived many lives. You wouldn't be here asking a question if you weren't an old soul, honestly. People that are into, I would say, this expansive spiritual view of life that are getting tarot readings are old souls. You just wouldn't be here. You'd be, I don't know, in a church or in a cult or church cult, same thing. but But so you have thousands of possible soulmates. So you can invite another soulmate in. I'm ready to read a new person in my soul group. Alex is a person in my soul group. We have this deep connection. I'd like to have that with someone else, right? So, yeah. Yeah. All right. M, thank you so much. My question is about a past person. He is a Leo, a short-term relationship some time ago. I've been thinking of him a lot, especially when going to an event we went to together before. Is he thinking of me or planning on reaching out? Yeah, sometimes that can be if you're thinking of somebody a lot out of the blue, oftentimes that's a sign that they're thinking of you and you have that connection. It's like your spidey senses are tingling, right? Let's see what we see about this Leo person. Oh, definitely thinking about you. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. First card is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is thought, and then this is the pure essence of thought. So when I see Ace of Swords showing up, I'm thinking, and you ask the question, is someone thinking of me? Ace is showing up. It's a yes, no question. It's a yes whenever we see an ace. And this could not be more on point. They are thinking of you. That's why they're popping up into your head. What's interesting following that is that I have the Magician card. They may even be trying to like energetically reach out to you or draw you back into their sphere. They might even be doing magic or praying or doing something like that, depending on what their spiritual path is. They're really trying something on the ethereal level to like get you to come back in. But it isn't necessarily like, again, we were talking, this is a theme for today, talking about reconciliations and talking about reconciliations. What was there before, you need to see if that's still the same or if something has changed.
Yeah.
So if somebody is non-committal, they never were fully into the relationship, they were sort of in and out or something like that, has that changed? It's worthy of exploration. It's worthy to like reach out or have some open communication or say, hey, but go in wisely. Don't assume that things have changed. You need evidence that things have changed, right? Otherwise, you're going to set yourself up for the same heartbreak you had before. So if this person is a short-term relationship person, is that what they're looking for? A hookup? If you're looking for a hookup, great. Then you're on the same page. Have your hookup and then keep going. But if you wanted a more long-term committed relationship and they just wanted a short-term relationship, if you come back in and you reconnect, you need to find out if anything has changed, or is it the same old, same old? If it's the same old, and you haven't changed, you still want a commitment, they just want to fling, that's what you're getting. If you have changed and you want to fling and they want to fling, then you're on the same page. But if you're looking for that committed relationship, you really need to go in cautiously, to go in slowly, and to see if there have been substantial changes. Saying I've changed is not changed, by the way. I've
Usually
changed.
people who change don't say it.
Right.
They show
Maybe,
it.
yeah, maybe they do, but the point is like they have to demonstrate, they have to earn that trust. They've already broken trust, so they got to like kind of work their way back to you. If they're not willing to work their way back to you, yeah, got your answer right there. So this person is thinking of you. They're trying to draw you back in, but for what purpose? That's what remains to be seen. That's what remains to be seen. So go cautiously if you go at all, and observe before you open up too much, or get back entangled in it, Observe, are they a different person now? Actions speak louder than words. I mean, really. People sometimes think they've changed, and they really haven't, It's not that they're lying to you. Sometimes they think they have, but they haven't.
They're lying to themselves.
Like, what are they doing? I think about in this situation, it's like if he was just looking for a fling. It could have been because he just broke up with somebody and he wasn't quite ready. And now it's been a year or two and now he's in a different state of mind. That could be the place, he's in. But you'll see a difference. You'll know it. You'll trust it. But you gotta go slow on a reconciliation for sure. What'd you get?
I got the Sun card. So this tells me that things are looking good. I think there is a good chance that he has changed or has improved in some way, but you still want to proceed with caution and you want to make sure of that. But this is a positive sign. But we also have to think about the sun. You fly too close and you will get burned. So proceed slowly and really keep in mind what it is that stopped you to begin with, and check those things first, right? So just I don't know, if you fell through a porch once and now you're returning to that porch, you better step really carefully and make sure they fix whatever was making it break underneath your feet. So yeah, I think also on a very practical sense, this card is saying some time in nature together could be beneficial. So if you do get to see him, maybe going for a walk or doing something super low stakes like that. That way, if you see that he's changed, but not in the ways that you're wanting, you can get out of there really easily.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then you can. Oh, yeah. Em says that's good advice. It's really weird how much I've been thinking about it recently, almost like there's an energetic imprint on this time. I mean, I'm telling you, that Magician card showing up is there's a big reach out, and he is thinking about you. So, proceed with caution. A Sun card is great. Sun card is actually also too, everything being above board. Yeah. So I have this sense with that card showing up that he's not going to lie to you or tell you, he's going to tell you the truth from his perspective. But sometimes people think they've changed and they really haven't, or they're wanting to change, but I don't get a tendency to lie. This is not a lying person,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you so much, Em. All right. Next is Mel. Hi, Mel. We missed you. We haven't seen you. Well, we haven't been here for a couple weeks too. I want to make sure there's okay, so we have how many questions total?
Looks like just these two.
Okay. Thank you so much. No private event Monday nights, and what good stuff is coming this week? All right. Excellent. I'm going to divide it up and do the first question, 3 cards, and then since the week is 7 days, I'm going to do the last 7 as the week. No private event on Monday night. I'll tell you why in a second, but the answer is no. Too much. There's a desire for it, but there's complications that make it not possible. So they might want a private event on Monday, but they're not going to have a private event on Monday. Magician card showing up this week. That's very magical. All right, let's talk about question 1. So for question 1, this Ace of Cups is a desire for something. They want to do a private event Monday night. That's a big desire. It's the heart's desire. But when it comes to the heart's desire and practicality, it doesn't work out. First of all, there's 7 of Cups, confusion. They don't even know what they want. Have you ever had that situation or encountered that in a situation they want something, but they don't know what they want? They're not clear about it yet. They're just not clear. They're confused. They don't know. They don't have it organized. This is I don't know. What should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do the other thing? So there's a lot of disorganization and a lot of lack of clarity in the thinking and in the plan, which if you don't have the clarity, it will fall apart. And 5 of Pentacles, they don't have the money. So this is pipe dreams. Really, this is pipe dreams about the private event. They're just this is like, people are like, I want to do this thing. Well, okay, for this thing, you're going to need this. Oh, I don't have the money for that. Well, then why are we even sitting here? you know?
You go to a restaurant and order when you don't have your wallet.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like that.
Date.
And not only being at the restaurant and not having your wallet, but not even knowing what you want to eat.
Not even knowing if you're hungry.
Exactly. So it's just so you may hear talk of it, you may hear talk of the private event, but I don't. It's pipe dream talk. We want to we want to do this, we want to do that, but they don't have it organized and they don't have the money to do it. There's just it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. All right, the week ahead. Week ahead. First thing, Monday. I'm just going to do day by day. Why not do a day by day? Week ahead. Kind of fun. Five of Cups on Monday. Five of Cups on Monday is saying, well, this is very Monday energy. Back at work. I think the tendency is going to be to like see the problems that are going on and, to look at the negative. But I would challenge you, Mel, to like find the good stuff about the day. There is good stuff about the day, but I think you're going to come in and you're going to be, either dealing with these people who are pipe dream people and wasting everybody's time, or you're going to be dealing with cleaning up some kind of a mess. But look also too for the gift in that day. That's the ticket. So it's not going to be an easy day, but it is going to be a day that if you look for the gift, you will find the gift in that day. And I think that's an important thing that we can all do, every day, is to say, what is the gift in this situation that I'm dealing with? Or what is the gift in this day? I want to look for the gift. What's the gift? What a great way to live life, that every day you get a gift, more than one gift. What is your gift for the day? Is the gift for the day a nice person brought you a cup of coffee? Is the gift of the day beautiful weather? Is the gift of the day a nice word from someone? Look for the gift. You have gifts in Monday, but I think you're going to be dealing with some it literally is like dealing with cleanup. So over the weekend, there may have been a mess, like a physical mess that you have to like work on cleaning up, or it could be, just a mess of some kind. But you'll get through it, and there will also be gifts in that day. Tuesday, Page of Swords energy, like the young magician, really. Look at the young magician, I think this is such a fresh day. It's such a day full of like possibilities. You want to come into this day with like an open heart, with high expectations. This is a day when tech will be your best friend. When I think of Page of Swords, I think of new tech. Technology is going to be helpful to you. You can learn the technology. You can have someone else do the technology. It's going to be something that's going to help you throughout the day. Also, kind of cultivate a real open curiosity. I was talking with someone. I don't remember who, it was a client or somebody. I don't remember who it was, about approaching life with curiosity instead of coming with judgment or even criticism. Be curious, right? Be curious. Oh, why is it like that? Can we figure out a better way to do it? Right? It's a wonderful way to approach life, and cultivating that on Tuesday is going to be very good. Wednesday, they don't call it hump day for nothing. We got the Two of Cups. We've got the Two of Cups showing up. Two of Cups is connections, it's promises. There's definitely like, if you have like a date planned for Wednesday, it's going to be off the charts romance. This is very much a deep heart connection card. I also think, it's opening up to like friendships and kind people, and people who, when we saw this card earlier, who follow through on their promises. When we were looking at Cynthia's reading, it's like making a pledge, making a promise, and following through on it, deeply connecting to one another, connecting at the heart, loving communication. So Wednesday is going to be a delightful day, whether it's romantic or just like sweet and kind and connected. It's going to be a really wonderful day. Thursday, again, we've got another page. It's like, it's really telling you this week as much as possible to like cultivate that kind of open energy, youthful kind of energy where you're bringing in a kind of openness, a youthful openness to situations. So in Thursday, we have this Page of Cups. Page of Cups is open, wide-eyed, full of awe and wonder. There are these fish, goldfish flying around the Page of Cups. I just love this energy for like being open-hearted. This is definitely like opening up your psychic senses and dream work and intuition and all of those things, because this is one of the decks in the traditional deck. It's a little boy and he has a fish in his cup. I often say animal communication is really open during that time. So if you have a pet that you are connected to, it's going to be like a really sweet and a great opportunity to build your psychic connection to your animals that you love. But I think that also cultivating that like openness, that playfulness, both in the Tuesday and Thursday with those pages showing up, if you can be playful, fun, kind of like bring in that, take a little walk around the neighborhood if you can, with openness. It's kind of like serendipity can happen in those spaces, and that's a really good thing to see. So Friday is dealing with emotional stuff for Three of Swords. Three of Swords energy is like, what is causing me pain? I think this is a great, this card, no one likes to see this card. I get it, right? It's like emotional pain, stabbed in the heart, let down by something or someone, right? But when I see Three of Swords, I think of what is in our thinking that we can shift and change. So swords represents thoughts, beliefs, and ideas, right? Causing us emotional pain. Can I give you an example of this from my life just to show you what this can mean, right? I drive 45 minutes to work and 45 minutes back. That's an hour and a half each day. I was driving in LA traffic. LA traffic is sucky, really bad. It's horrible, right? So as I'm driving to work, I'm just like swearing and mad at everybody and like, why is this person driving so slow? Why is that person cutting me off? Wow, complaining the whole way, right? And swearing. And then we even laugh about it because I'm like, oh my God, it's ridiculous, right? So I had the realization that I'm spending an hour and a half of my waking day being angry. I'm like, that is so horrible. Why am I wasting my time? My time, it's not doing anything to anybody else. Being angry. I said, I want to be serene on my drive. I'm going to drive slow if the person is driving slow. I'm not going to get mad at the person in front of me. I'm not going to get mad at the person that cuts me off. I'm just going to cultivate something different because I don't want to spend an hour and a half of each day being angry. And guess what? As soon as I set that intention, it was very easy to do. So it was a habit I was in, this habit of complaining, this habit of getting frustrated. And so Friday is a great day for you to challenge yourself. What is causing you pain and how can I remove that pain, right? So is it like a judgment on something or someone? Is it and it doesn't necessarily, like my commute is my commute, right? It may be, oh, I'm going to eliminate that commute. I'm not going to commute anymore. I'm going to find a place closer to home that I can walk to, right? That could be a solution. So I made a solution that was like easier, which is just don't complain anymore. But I'm saying to you, Friday is a day of reflection to look at what is causing you pain and to remove those pain points. If it's an internal inside job like it was for me, great. If it's changing something in the surroundings, great, do that. But that is the focus of Friday, is to remove those pain and frustration and anger and emotions that you do not want, right? And that's the work. Saturday is Knight of Pentacles Day. I think this is a great day for you to treat yourself. When we think about like this energy of pentacles, it's practical, real world, physical manifestations, health and body, money, and all of those things. What can you do for yourself on like this gorgeous Knight of Pentacles? What can you do for yourself? Is it taking yourself out on a date? Is it going to a spa and getting a treatment? Is it going shopping? Is it going to a nice restaurant? Is it getting together with your friends? What is it? But do something that is tangible, that treats yourself, that is like a real joy, a real pleasure. Take some pleasure. I mean, Pentacles is pleasure, big time, physical pleasure. So whatever that is. Sunday, Magician Day. Magician Day is time to do your spiritual work, time to do your magic, time to set the tone for the week ahead. I love this as a Sunday card. You got your work week ahead. Let's set a tone for the week. Let's do some magic on the week. Do we want everything to go smoothly? Let's do an open road not smell, open road spell. Open road smells really good, by the way. That oil, I love
It
the
really
smell.
does.
Yeah, it does. Let's do an open road spell. Do we want more smoothness, right? And let's do a peace and tranquility spell. Do we want more prosperity? Let's do an abundant prosperity spell, but do a little like magic to set the tone for the week. I think that is a wonderful recommendation for everyone. Today's Sunday, we can do it for the week ahead, right? But this in particular for Mel, this is what you're going to cap your week off with, which is this beautiful, intentional, magical work. If you don't know how to do magic, maybe you aren't experienced with doing magic, get a spell kit. We sell spell kits at the Parlor of Wonders. I cannot emphasize to you enough. People are like, I've never done a spell before. I'm like, have you done a recipe in a recipe book and cooked something? Have you taken I did this today. Have you taken a box of cake mix and made cupcakes? Can you do that? Eggs, oil, milk, or water, cake mix, and voila, you've got cupcakes. So the same thing is true with spell work. Yes, there's so many things that go into spell work, but when it comes to like doing a candle spell, you can do a really beautiful candle spell just following the directions in a candle spell kit. So maybe that's what you want to do next Sunday. Order your spell kit and then next Sunday do a spell to make the week a beautiful, serene, peaceful, lovely week, right? That has everything flowing in the direction that you want to go, right? Could be a great thing, great practice to do. I love that. All right, so what do you have for Mel?
Well, I want to speak about that Friday first because,
Okay.
I relate so much to what you're saying about your traffic experience because, living in New York City, I'm surrounded by really grumpy people and people who are really busy and really like wrapped up in themselves, right? So it's kind of easy to pick up some of that energy. It can be a little contagious. And I found myself like being a little too much like a New Yorker a while back. And I was like, I'm angry all the time and everything is frustrating me so much. And so I just really had to start looking at things differently. And instead of letting those people's energy rub off on me, I try and pinpoint like what their problem is. And then I remind myself, I'm so glad I don't have that problem. All these people are rushing to work. I work from home. All these people hate their jobs. I love my job. All these people, have like a terrible apartment. Mine's great. So I try and remind myself like, oh, this is an opportunity for gratitude, an opportunity for me to remind myself of how good I've got it instead of picking up on other people's anger. That's not helpful or fun. So yeah, trying to like look at any sort of pain point or anything you come up on as an opportunity to remind yourself of how much you love your life and how great your life is. I know, Mel, I know your life is great, even if there are things that could be better or things that frustrate you sometimes. It's overall great, right? So focus on that. The card I got, well, first, I pulled the sun again, and I was like, oh, I want to pull another one where I talked about that, but I think this is a really good sign still. Like the sun energy is around you, and there's lots of positive things happening and positive things to focus on. But the second card I got for you is the King of Pentacles. I love that this card is so like fall looking. Mel, like me, is a Scorpio, so it's like we're getting toward our time of year and it's time to really start enjoying life and enjoying outdoors and just feeling like yourself again. The King of Pentacles is like so surrounded by abundance that you almost can't see him in the card. So feel surrounded by abundance right now and realize how surrounded by abundance you are all the time and find ways of making yourself even more surrounded by all that abundance. I think really, really, really focusing on the bright side of anything that pisses you off, frankly, is going to be super helpful this week. And hey, we're all going to have things that come into our path that frustrate us or annoy us. Even the most skilled manifester is going to come across those things. It's our response to it and the way we allow it to affect our mindset that is the magic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys, I've shared this story with you to show you that I'm human. I practice My spiritual practice is the center of my life. I focus
Mhm.
on mindset all the time. And here I am being grumpy. You know what I mean? And then you just fix it, right?
Mhm.
Oh, ah, well, whose nails? Mine or
It's
lovely?
yours. Mine
Oh.
are nothing to write home about. Not today.
I got a manicure for my cruise. That's why I
So
got a
pretty. I
little
love that
manicure.
color.
Wait till you see, wait till you see the magical Halloween nails that are going to come out soon. Love Witch gave me Halloween nails for my birthday back in July, but she
I,
knows me. I love Halloween all year long.
I was giving you a birthday gift like you're a Scorpio.
Yeah. You know what? I was just thinking when you were talking about that, how Scorpio season is so perfect for Scorpios, but it's also such a really magical time. It is the time of Samhain, right? You know, like the beginning is right at Samhain. And it really is this time when it's transitioning, it's changing, and it's so perfect, right? It's so
Yeah.
perfect for Scorpios. It couldn't be
You know,
any
my
other time of year.
favorite thing about being a Scorpio is like my ability to transform and my ability to just like, I don't know, burn things down and start over. Like my life has looked so many different ways. And when I get bored, I just reinvent it. I'm like Madonna, even though she doesn't really like Scorpios, but that's her problem.
Yeah,
Um,
it's totally her problem. Her
I mean,
loss. Her
her
loss
loss.
is my gain.
Um, but yeah, and I feel like fall is one of the most like noticeably transformative times of year, right? Like visually around us, things are becoming very different and the weather is becoming very different. So it's really easy to shift into that kind of reinvention mindset once the season starts to change, at least for me.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say for us in California and our weather patterns, we do not really see fall until Scorpio season.
Yeah.
So in Libra season, which we'll start to see cooler days, but then we'll have a heat wave. And then we'll have some cooler, and then we'll have a heat wave. It's very typical in early, like in throughout September and early October to get these like cooling and heat waves as things change. But it isn't until Scorpio season that it's really, really going into fall for us. So that always, to me, it's always this lovely relief of the heat because I don't have air conditioning. and also this time, it really does feel like that time of getting cozier, focusing, like getting snugglier, focusing on your home, focusing on like cute little gatherings. And I mean, this is a lovely time of year. I have a traditional Halloween gathering every Halloween, not for magic, for friendship, because in our neighborhood, they have fantastic freaking decorations. I mean, it's like, you know, the street that, well, they showed it in Dash and Lily, which is a great show on Netflix about New York Christmas, right? And they show the street, it's like crazy candy cane lane Christmas. Well, they do that for Halloween. It is over the top. This street that's like a couple streets up from me, it's all, I think people work in movie industry and they have access to all these, you know, props and things. They have, it's like Disney quality elaborate stuff in everybody's front lawn. There's haunted houses that you can go in. I mean, it's wild. Wild. People have parties and they just let everybody in. It's just it's like Mardi Gras. I don't know what to call it. And then the streets are packed with people. So if you don't like a lot of people, it's not for you. But so we go up and look at the decorations. We gather for cocktails. We give the candies out to the kids, and then we go walk up the street and go look at the decorations. So it's always a very sweet, happy time for me too. Love Halloween.
I went to that, if it's the one I'm thinking about, the place in New York with all the crazy Christmas lights, and it is insane. And the last time I went, there's like this one house that started it all, and they have like the most impressive decorations each year. And if you guys knew what I was talking about, you would know just how most impressive is in this neighborhood. But I don't know if he died or if he moved or he just like retired from Christmas decorating. But the last time I went was the last year that that house was participating, and they went all out. And like, I don't know how they didn't like blow the circuit breakers for the whole neighborhood. You could probably see it from space. It's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone look up Diker Heights. That's the name of it. Diker Heights, Brooklyn.
I think that's the one in the movie. So this is not seasonal till we get to the end of the year, but this is a great little show. It's like a little series, just maybe 10 episodes. It's on Netflix. It's called Dash and Lily. Dash and Lily, I think is what it's called. And it's a little romance in New York, but it's so in New York. They are sending messages to each other through the Strand bookstore. I mean, it's all about New York. So if you love New York and you love like classic New York places and want to have like a free fantasy trip to New York at Christmas time, watch this show because it's just like being in Manhattan. And the part of it is they go meet at this Christmas lights place. But it's a cute little, just little cute rom-com. But the characters are super sweet and they're young teenagers, but I don't think it's like a teen show. It's definitely any age can watch it. And it's so Christmas in New York. I mean, I think they're an FAO Schwartz, or like, I don't know, whatever the version of FAO Schwartz that exists now. I mean, it's like so classic New York Christmas. So it's beautiful. So it's like a mini vacation. Yeah, it's so cute. And it's better than the book too. The show is better than the book. I read the.
And you don't have to get on the subway, so that's the best New York vacation of all.
Exactly, and you can be in your warm little house and watch it. You don't have to go in the snow. Roger has one reading. This is our last reading. Thank you, Roger. If anyone else would like a reading, you need to get it in now. We're doing last call for readings today. We'll be back next week. Next week we're still in September, right? It's September 30th. Yeah. So we'll be back next week at the same time. We'll be doing the same thing, raising money for Ukraine. Let's do Roger's reading. And if anyone else wants to get one in, you got to go on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat down there. There's a little thing that looks like a $sign. You could make your donation there. And then get into the chat and let us know. Oh, there was somebody that watched the video. I think they watched the video on YouTube after the fact and then made a donation. And I told them, come to the next one. So whoever that person is, I'll remember your name when I see you. Yeah, if that happens, if you're watching this and you make a donation, just get in touch with me and let me know. We'll do a reading next time. All right. Roger, thank you. I have an interview for the LA Department of Cultural Affairs tomorrow morning. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Will I do well in the interview? I'm super nervous and hoping they don't ask anything complicated. Oh my gosh, you're so charming and delightful. That's all you got to do is just charm them with your sweetness, your kindness. That's what I'm feeling. And you did a great job on your interview, your last interview. So remember that good energy, you know? You know how to do this. You've already done it. You just recently did it, right? So, yeah, look at what I'm going to look. So good. I'm pulling 2 cards because I want to see the whole story. Hanged One, and also we have 8 of Pentacles. So both of these cards have a quality like the job you're going to be kind of like held in suspension, but this is really good. Like 8 of Pentacles is really good for a job. Both of these cards have like some time. So I have this feeling like this is great for your interview, right? If I look at like what the interview is going to require of you, like what this job is going to require of you, it's going to cause you're going to have to be disciplined on this job. You're going to have to maybe even make some sacrifices. That might be leaving your other job, right? Or doing something like that. So there's that aspect of it. But with 8 of Pentacles, I love the growth opportunities with this. This is about growth, learning new skills. Yeah, exactly. Your other interviews. So in this one, I think what you want to express to them is like, I have these skills, but I'm also willing to learn other skills. I'm excited about learning other skills and learning other things. I think that like I bring all my talents, but I'm willing to learn your systems is always a good thing for an interviewer to hear, right? They don't need you to be the expert. Like, I know everything about this. They need you to know enough about whatever the thing is, and then be willing to be moldable into what they want you to be. So I love that aspect of this. And that's what they're going to be looking for. And you can do that, right? You can do this. You may not hear an answer from them right away, right? That's the other aspect of this, but this looks very positive. I like it, but you just have to be patient with them too. I mean, I think sometimes these jobs, they're going and interviewing bunches of people, and then they have to make decisions, and then they might have another round of interviews. Who knows? But I think you have a very good shot at this. It's very positive. Express that like willingness to adapt, change, do the work, do the hard work. I think those are the things that they're looking for and that you obviously can do. And you can just tell them, you know, toot your own horn about how you've learned different things. In fact, if you can prepare for this interview, it would be about telling them like things that you know learned and developed on your job that you have now. I know what your job is now, but you know, learned and developed, the things that you've learned and developed, the things that you've grown, the growth that you've had, how you love to learn new things, to accomplish new things, what you've accomplished on your job right now. I mean, these are all things that you can express to them. So go get them. You're going to do a great job. I love it.
Yeah, I know that you are going to do a great job. I got the Knight of Cups. And to me, this is all about like showing them who you are, and that's someone who's fun and enjoyable to be around and who brings like excitement and levity to a situation. I think, you know, if you're nervous about the interview, that's okay. Transform that nervousness into excitement. I'm sure you're equally excited about this, and really let them know like just how excited you are about like what they do and how invested you are in what they do, because you know that is like can make all the difference in the world as somebody who's like really excited to come to work each day. And if you are bringing that energy to the table, it's infectious, and it's going to make other people glad to be at work and make people glad to visit this place. So show them your energy, show them who Roger is and why everybody loves you so much. You got this. You can charm them. And I think it's just about like not getting too in your nerves and having a good time with the interview. For me, I've always found like the most successful interviews were the jobs that I didn't really care if I got because the stakes felt low. So I had no nerves, right? So every interview that I've really like ever knocked it out of the park and like just really like killed it and gotten like an offer right away was a job I turned down because I didn't want it. So pretend you don't want this job. Pretend it's a practice interview. That might help a lot.
Yeah. You know what? Also, too, I pick up from that, you know, it's like, when you find like that, what I think of like Knight of Cups, right? Knight of Cups is somebody who's connecting at the heart level. It's like the friendliness, the connection and the warmth, you know. Sometimes when we're nervous, we hold back or we don't warm up like we can. And I think that what you want to do is to remember they need somebody to fill this position, and you are the answer to their problems.
Yeah.
And be warm and friendly to the people that are interviewing you. You know, smile. You've got a great smile, Roger. Like smile. Be warm. Be conscientious. Be friendly. You know, all of those things. You know, I've been the person that's interviewed, and I've been the person who is interviewed, and I always hire people because they're friendly, right? And I like them. That's how I end up hiring people, because I like them. And so, you know, I think skills are important for sure, and those will add to things. But I always like, did I like the person? Are they likable? And you're very likable. So you just have to let that likability out. You know, let them, you just be yourself and be kind and warm and friendly and positive. And I think that you'll just shine. You'll just shine. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. Let's see what we did today. I didn't even add it up. Let's see. 130, 140, 60, 70, 80, 90, 230, 270, 284.44 is what we did. 284.44. Great, you guys. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's say thank you again to everyone. I want to say a nice thank you to everyone. Thank you, John Paul, Angelic, Lesley, Cynthia, Jessica, Lynn, M, Mel, Roger. Thank all you guys. And thank you to all you guys that purchased the classes, the workshops in our Academy of the Magical Arts. Those workshops are going for the month of September are going to, you said there was 15 more that got sold?
Yep.
Great. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. We are donating the classes. Our classes you can take at your own pace. You can start whenever you want. So don't feel like you have to, take one at a time. Go purchase a bunch of them, because for each one that you purchase, we're going to donate $13 toward Bring the Light, which purchases a battery rechargeable lamp for seniors in Ukraine who do not have electricity and don't have light oftentimes all day, many days, and at night as we're getting into winter when the days are going to be short, people need light to cook by, to just, to be able to see around the room. So this is essential. And you can see how happy these seniors are. This little lady, she's so happy to have her light. She knows that, when the electricity goes out in Ukraine because of the full scale invasion, she'll still have some light. So it's just a wonderful thing to be able to do. So you can get those workshops. Don't forget that our beautiful loving spirits new moon candle spell is going on right now, so you can connect to your spirits or ask your spirits to help you with your love life. Nothing wrong with that. They want you to be happy, your ancestors and your loving spirit guides. So you can connect with them right at the time when they are most active and most available to us, which is that time when the veil between the worlds is the thinnest. Our new moon shows up on November 1st. So don't delay. Don't forget to get that. And don't forget our Halloween bewitching box with these 3 little cuties, these little terrorizing cuties there. We have our limited edition Halloween magic box full of bewitching things, our Halloween bewitching box. This is it also has a scratcher in it. You could win a custom spell by me. You could win a space on the Love Witches love group spell. What do you call group love spell service?
Group service, yeah.
Yeah.
We love spell.
Yeah, and you could also win a vigil candle, a custom vigil candle. Yes, Simone says, yes, I want a custom vigil candle. You can use your nails to be scratching off that scratcher, Simone.
She love that.
Look at mine. Mine's passed out there behind the pillow.
I'm sitting in Simone's chair, so that's why she's saying
it. You know why? Because I let my cats, I'm not, you can't do it because you're in the middle of the city. I'm like kind of in the suburbs, right? Right? I went out. But my kitty cats run around all day, so they are out like a light all night long. The other one's sitting over there on the chair. They're just calm as can be because they get out and get all
day, so they are wild all night, climbing the walls.
Exactly. All right, you guys, thank you so much for your donations. We're so grateful for you. We'll see you next week. If you are watching this in a replay, don't worry. We do this every Sunday. It's 6 p.m., approximately 6 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we go until all the readings are done. So if you want to make sure that you get notified, be sure to click on the subscription and then click on the bell, the notifications bell, and then you'll get notified when we go live here, and then you'll be able to join us and have a great time. We're so grateful to you. So grateful to you joining us. We always like members of the audience being here. I know some of you are just hanging out, watching us, learning about tarot because you're watching people doing readings, which is great for learning about tarot. Well, it's just great to connect to you.
Tarot class.
Oh, that's right. Forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Hey, if you want to learn how to read tarot cards like me and like the Love Witch, you can join us. Join me at the Tarot Academy. The Tarot Academy starts with the Beginning Tarot series. It's a 5-week course, 2 hours each week on a Sunday. So easy. It's Sunday at 12 Pacific. It starts at 12 Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, or 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you're in Europe, you can still take this class. It'll be in the evening for you. But I've had European students that have come in, and that's why we ended up making it at noon so they could come in. So you can join us live. It's a live class. It's with amazing, be starting to read from the very first class. And I've taken people from knowing nothing about tarot to being professional readers. So that could be you. You could be reading for your friends or your family or yourself, or you could be reading professionally. All you have to do is join me. We have beginning class starting October 6th. Advanced class will be starting in January, and I think February, middle of February or end of February, we have the professional course. So It'd be wonderful you would join me. If you've taken the beginning class in the past, you get a free pass to take it again every time you want to take it. You can repeat as many times as you want. You'll always learn something new every time you come. So that applies to you. If you sign up for the class now, and you are, take it and you do all your things, and then next year you can come and take it again for free and get some more practice with a wonderful, supportive environment. You get to practice with other students. That's how you become a tarot reader. Isn't that true? It's by practicing reading for other people, and we have practice reading for other people from the first day. They're all beginners just like you. So you're all going to be fumbling and bumbling around. You don't have to worry about it, but that practice is like getting up on the bicycle, and eventually you can take off those training wheels, and eventually you can ride a bike, right? That's how you do it. So
I read tarot books for years trying to like figure it out, and nothing ever clicked until I just started doing readings for people. And that's what you get to do in this class, and with people who are right where you are.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of other students who are in the same boat as you. You won't feel intimidated. You'll get lots of fun. We have lots of fun. Lots of friendships develop from this class too, by the way. I've had lots of people that are develop new friends, and you have lots of ways to connect with them. We have a private message board just for the students. And so you can connect out of class and practice with one another. I encourage you guys to do that. So lots of friendships have developed out of these classes. It's really sweet. And you get to like practice with everybody. It's lovely. It's a lovely little community. So I hope you will join us for tarot class. Thank you for reminding me of which. My gosh, it's coming in a couple of weeks, and I still haven't been thinking about it. All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you next week. If you are not in the Spell Squad, last thing, if you're not in the Spell Squad, join the Spell Squad, and you can join us right before we meet here. We meet for the Live Magic Q&A tea party, where I answer your questions about magic. It's free to join the Spell Squad. Doesn't cost anything. You get a free ebook. You get 13 pages for your Book of Shadows. You get a discount at the Parlor of Wonders, and you get the link to join us live for the Live Magic Q&A. So I hope you will do that. I think that's everything. All right, you guys, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye, Love Witch. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a great week, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.